How you doing? Doing
I'm
good?
all, yeah, I'm pumped. Damn, that's a great too. Bam, we're live. Look how big your hands and your forearms are. Your hands and with that angle look bigger than your head. Go like this. Your forearms. That's how you need to do all your interviews. That's amazing. Look, the watch is bigger than your face with that angle.
Maybe I should take off the watch then. Just make it.
Nah, nah,
Just
nah, nah. You
just
want a
make.
small head. You want a
Just
small
make.
target.
Well, good thing that my fucking opponent has a fucking big head then, huh?
A big head and a huge nose ready to get
Huge no.
fucking punched in.
Can't fucking wait.
Hey, where are you right now?
I'm in the hotel in Chicago.
And the fight's going down in Chicago on June 27th.
Yes, sir. Friday. So
And
what?
you
6 days.
and do you have a time for that?
The main card starts, I believe, at 10 p.m. Let me double check right now.
Okay. And that's on ESPN.
Yes, ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Um uh hey dude, so you were at Bellator and Bellator was absorbed by the PFL and
Uh
you
huh.
used to fight in this format that's kind of like the fighting format, just that I guess that all fights we've always known in in the past whatever 100 years, where you fight and then you climb in the rankings and you have a record, and then the matchmakers put you together. And now the PFL is doing this other thing. Can you explain it to us? That they're doing like a tournament style, like basketball maybe.
Yeah, so PFL's always done a tournament. That's always been the format that they've done. They kind of veered away from like UFC and Bellator's format, although Bellator did have a Grand Prix in one weight class, one or two weight classes per year, where they do a tournament. But typically it'd be the UFC format where it's just like fight by fight. But with PFL, like I said, they have always done the tournament format, but the tournament actually changed this year. So before this year, they didn't have an 85-pound weight class, middleweight. They didn't have my weight. Also, the tournament was 4 fights. So you had like a regular season where you'd fight twice and you would earn points. You get like 6 points for a first round finish, 5 points for a second round finish, 4 points for a third round finish, and then 3 points for a decision. And then the top four, I believe, top four with the most points at the end of the regular season went into the tournament at the end of the year for playoffs. And then you won in the semifinals, which is the first fight. You make it to the finals, and you won $1 million total for the season. Now you just win and you move on, and they pick the top 8 fighters in each weight class. And then the winner gets $500,000 on top of whatever they're getting paid, which is a little bit different than the way they structured it before as well. And then at the end of the year, they have the world tournament winner champion in each weight class fighting like the championship series champion, which is like Bellator's old champion. And if they don't have a champion in that weight class, they're probably going to do some undisputed title with the number one contender for the PFL championship series versus the world tournament champion.
Could that person be someone who's already in your bracket now?
No, I wouldn't believe so. So like my weight class, the PFL championship series champion is that's a lot to fucking say.
Yeah, that was pretty concise though. You said it good.
Yeah, but that's a lot to say. It's a fucking mouthful.
Wait, hold
But
on. Christine Young wants to know what's your room number.
I'm happily taken, unfortunately.
Go ahead.
Uh, in my weight class is Johnny Evelyn, and he's fighting in July 19th in South Africa, Cape Town, and he's fighting against Costello Vancinas, which is the number one contender currently. And then the champion of my weight class, which is going to be me, which will fight whoever wins that fight at the end of the year. So they're fighting July. I'm fighting this weekend. Then I fight again August 21st in Hollywood. And then after that, end of the year, November, December, somewhere in that realm, I'd be fighting the winner of that fight. And each weight class, if they don't have a champion, like there's some weight classes like Patchy Mix left and went to the UFC. Vadim Nemkov vacated his belt and went up to heavyweight, I believe. So there's not a 205-pound champ either. like weight classes like that, and then like females like Dakota Ditcheva is she was last year's champ for the females, and they're having her do a fight on the South Africa Cape Town card as well. And I believe what they're going to do is have the champion in her weight class for the tournament fight her for the belt at the end of the year, even though there's not a champion in that weight class. Same thing with like 205, Corey Anderson, and I think Dovlet Yagmashirdov. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm probably going to fight end of the year for that belt. And then I don't know what they're doing at 170 either. But that's just examples of what they're doing in weight classes outside of championship series champions, where they don't have a champion in that weight class, which was previous Bellator. So like Ramazan is the 170-pound champ of Bellator, or was. So now he's PFL champion, 170. Johnny Eblin's 185, and then Usman Nurmagomedov is the 155-pound champ. So they're all going to fight at the end of the year against the world champion of the world tournament. And then the weight classes where they don't have a champion, they have a number one contender already, and they're doing these fights. Like, for example, I just gave you an example of with Dakota, and at the end of the year, they're going to have that number one contender fight the world champion or world tournament champion, and then that's going to be for the undisputed belt.
Matt, hi, Matt.
Yo,
Matt, have you met Dalton before?
I think so. Years back. What's up, brother? Good to see you again.
What's up, man?
Hey, Dalton, is you train with Eblin?
In the past, I mean, yeah, we trained at the same gym. At the past, we trained a lot more, but I haven't trained with him recently. Last time I trained with him was before my last fight with Saudi Busi.
Did you see when you came in how he automatically repositioned himself? You see that, Susan? You came in and he's like, "What? Like, am I standing up?
Who's this dude? Who's
yeah,
this
he's just
guy
ready.
here?
He's just ready." Hey, is he bummed that he doesn't get to be in the tournament?
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to him about that.
Because it's a missed opportunity. If he's the best guy, but he also misses the opportunity, right?
Yeah, but they probably would pay him less if he fought in the tournament because he's fighting so often, because he fight 3 times.
Right.
So I don't know if he would like that, and he's currently the champion. So I don't know.
You went into your last fight 9-1. You beat this guy who I'm gonna say his name again.
Saudi Busi.
Saudi Busi, and I'm gonna tell you, I was nervous because he had multiple world championships, and he was a big dude. He'd also fought at 205, but it's at 10:30. At 10:30 to like 10:50, he submits him. Was that and were you unsettled at all fighting such a seasoned guy and a guy who's so big, a guy who's like really sucking weight to get to you?
No, I don't think so. And I don't think he was cutting that much to make 85. He was probably around the same size I was. He fought up at 205 the year before just because they didn't have a 85-pound weight class. But that aside, I mean, he was a former world champion kickboxing, former world champion in MMA, won it in 2022 for the PFL. As we talked about how each year they do the tournament over again. So last year's champion isn't the champion this year. But he won it in 2022. Credentialed kickboxer, very good fighter, but I'm very confident in my skill set. And like I said before the tournament, I believe I'm the best guy. I don't just believe, I know I'm the best guy in this weight class, period, point blank. And I didn't care who they put in front of me. I was going to beat him. And I think he was the toughest guy in the weight class. And I got the opportunity to show the world that I was the best right off the bat.
Hey, Dalton, when you grab a guy like that and he grabs you, and you haven't ever fought him before, well, I guess even if you have fought him before, is there always like this assessment, like, okay, who's stronger? And do both guys know right away? Like, soon as you grab him, are you like when you just drag him down like that, do you have a little click in your head? You're like, oh shit, I'm stronger.
I think I'm stronger than everybody I fight. I don't think there's a middleweight on the planet stronger than me. I think that's where I have a very pronounced advantage over everybody else.
And so do they trip, you think? As soon as they grab you, are they like, fuck? Do they feel it right away?
Yeah, and I think before we even get to that point, I feel like some people are intimidated face-offs even before then, just by my size, my physique. But there's one thing, some people can be built some people can have nice physiques and then they don't have the strength to go with it. Sometimes it's just looks, but then, whenever I grab somebody, it's different. And I think they feel that. And then in the back of their head, it probably gets to them a little bit.
When you were going for that submission right here, what's the time code on this? Yeah. As you start going for these submissions, do you know, and does he know, like, as you're on top of him here, are you like, it's only a matter of time?
Yeah, I feel like I could have finished that one too, but because of where we're at, my back's against the cage, it was hard to flatten his hips when he was bridging like that. And when he bridges, it doesn't take the submission away, but it gives him a little bit more time. And I felt like I was using a little bit too much energy there. And so I just kind of let it go. But looking back, I probably would have tried for it a little bit harder. But I was kind of being smart and taking experiences from the past and learning from it, not putting too much gas on essentially one technique. And I mean, as you can see here, I beat him up a little bit, land some more elbows, and then I end up getting submission anyways. And what's crazy is this submission that I hit in the next 30 seconds or so, 25 seconds, this Darce, I was actually working on this with my grappling coach, my head coach that morning. They took the mats out of the warm-up room for the morning shakeout. Like, they were just taking them out as soon as I got there. And we did mostly pad work, but I was like, at the very end, I was like, I just want to work a couple submissions that, like, I was watching film on him last night. I seen he's not very good in side control. He's good at getting back up from guard. He's good at getting back up when he gives up his back. But when he's in side control, he kind of just tries to use his long ass arms and hold you down. So I said, I think there might be some opportunities. And I was like, there's this Kimura, there's a Americana. And I was like, and I think I can go for this Darce here too. And that's exactly what we did. It was the first time I ever drilled the technique. And we drilled it maybe 2-3 times that morning. And then I hit it in the fight. So it's kind of crazy how it worked out.
Souza, can you show me like just seconds before the fight's over in the Darce? What's happening for those of us is that your forearm pushing up against his neck so hard that he's not getting blood to his brain? Is that the technique?
Yeah. So one side of his neck is cutting off the blood and the circulation with his own arm. So like his own arm's choking him on the one side. And then on the opposite side, you have my forearm choking the other side of his neck. So on both sides, like, blood is being restricted, and it's what people call a blood choke. And eventually, like, it's not like, I mean, it can be blunt, like pain, like it could hurt, but at the same time, sometimes it's just a gentle squeeze and you just slowly feel yourself going to sleep. And that's probably what was happening here.
Why doesn't he panic and start flailing?
I don't know. But
I was gonna say
he probably couldn't, just because I had his leg wrapped up and then I have his upper body wrapped up. So I was probably too strong in that position for him to flail at all anyways. But you can see him start kicking his leg at the end, trying to get it off, and then I wrap my leg around his other leg, and then he doesn't have any arms to tap. I felt him tapping my side like real gently like this, but I was like, the ref can't see that. I was like, I'm not letting go. So, and when he started kicking his leg, that's whenever the ref stopped it.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Does he say something?
Who?
Side. Does he say anything?
No, I didn't think so.
So the ref just made the call. The ref saw something and made the call.
Yeah, no, he saw it. So if you play it, watch. He tries right here. He tries kicking my leg off to free himself.
Yeah.
And then I kick my leg over top of his top leg. Now he's stuck. He can't go anywhere. So back it up and pause it for me, and I'll talk you through it a little bit. So before he starts, you see, back up a little bit further. Yeah, so when I'm right here, I'm in half guard now. This isn't ideal, but I'm able to keep his leg in place so he can't just keep scooting his hips back. Because if I don't have his leg at all and I have his head right here, he could just keep scooting his hips that way away from me.
And that would release pressure on the neck?
Yeah, it'd be harder for me to finish the choke, because I'm not like, whenever you grab the leg, like I did, you're kind of like pushing his head down towards his own chest and it's locking in the choke. If you keep scooting your hips away, it gives him just enough time and just enough space to, relieve the choke. And now here, I'm glad you paused it right here. He's trying to kick my leg out or off so he can do exactly what I was just saying, because that'll relieve the choke. But whenever he goes to start kicking this off, I take advantage of the opportunity and I kick my leg over top of his top leg. That's the leg. That's the leg I want. So I wanted the bottom. The bottom leg's not ideal, but it keeps it in place. The top leg is what I want. So this is half guard. This is not ideal for me, but it's better than not having any legs there. That's ideal. That's what I want.
And then how does the ref know that it's over? Does he go limp? I don't see what the sign is.
There was another angle where you could see his fingers just barely tapping my body, just like this. And then, but you can't. I felt it, but he couldn't see it because where he's at. Now, even though he's looking close, you see the ref looking close. I still don't think he could see it. But watch whenever it starts sinking in a little bit deeper. Watch him start kicking his leg.
Yeah, you could barely see it, but it looks like he reaches and taps. Taps the foot. Yeah.
They might show a different angle.
If they have a different angle on this one, maybe this is it. Oh, right there.
Yeah, you see him.
Tapped the ref with
so
that
is
bottom
him flailing. That's his version of the tap.
That's him tapping. You could see it. Right there. There.
Okay.
Right underneath his top leg thigh, and then when no reaction from the ref comes, he kicks that leg back and kicks the ref, and then he stops the fight.
Wow. Okay. So and then when you let him go, he's like semi-conscious. He's like in La La Land.
Yeah, he was probably just about to go out. That's probably why he started kicking his legs. He started panicking.
Yep.
And
what's crazy is I didn't even have a super tight squeeze on that yet. I was just sinking it in. I knew I had a little bit of time, and I was just sinking in. I didn't even start squeezing or anything yet, and he was already tapping.
If that would have been your second fight, would you have just started squeezing right away? But now is that something you learn? Like, okay, I have control. I need to be patient.
Yeah, over time from all the grappling rounds and stuff in the gym, and what I was just talking about, learning from my past mistakes, I learned to be more patient in spots and not use as much energy. And I think this is a prime example of that right there.
Do you think that fight retires this guy?
Before you,
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. I'd love for you to show us more stuff. What do you want to see?
Yeah,
I love this shit.
Go back to the exact.
The tap.
Yeah.
From this
so
angle,
you see how his body's all twisted up, so his head and his chest is underneath. His head is underneath my chest, and I have it up top. And then you see how I have his leg, like intertwined with mine.
Yeah.
You see, like his body can't go anywhere. His body's like folded up like this. If I didn't have that top leg like I do now, he could just keep scooting his butt away from me, like towards the cage, and I just keep following him. But since I have that top leg locked right there, boom, he has nowhere to go.
And his neck's being cranked on, and not only squeezed but cranked down.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's horrible.
And also, too, getting to this point, you landed some pretty good shots on him right before you came in as well. A little ground and pound, and then it just looked like the pressure from the top that you were applying, he just never really recovered from that initial scramble. And it looked like he was just slowly gassing out a little bit too there. Like your pressure was just too much and he couldn't get out from that side control at all.
He was gassed after the first round. I felt it. When he was against the cage, when I had him against the cage, I took opportunity to, beat up his legs a little bit, because his backwards, like his distance management was very good, and his backwards movement, anytime I would enter for a combination, he'd move out fast. And because he's like longer and lengthier than me, I had to get on the inside. So those little inches, those little differences in my movements forward make a difference. It matters. So whenever I got him in the clinch against the cage, I took opportunity to like knee his thigh, knee his knee, kick the inside of his calf, everything. You'll eventually see that. And I start kneeing his stomach too, slows his breathing down, or slows conditioning down. And then on top of that, beat his legs up a little bit. So when we're in the open, he's not as mobile. Like his legs, he'll be filling in his legs. His legs will be a little bit more tired. His legs will be a little bit more fatigued, a little bit more beat up. So he can't move as much. And then that's whenever that's why I started landing those big shots in the second round, because he's not able to move as much. But you see, like some of these knees, Yes, I start kneeing the inside of his leg, and then I actually start kicking the back of his calf from the inside. I don't know if it shows it, but I start kicking his lead calf, that one that's over there, and then I eventually hit him with a couple knees to the body as well, which probably slows down his condition a little bit. And plus, every time he would move here, or try to move, like he was just kind of like holding the position because he couldn't move, and then he would try to like squeeze or like explode a little bit to move really hard. Like I'd feel him like explode a little bit to try and move, and then he couldn't move, and then he'd relax. And he kept doing that periodically, and he was probably whizzing down really hard so he didn't get taken down, and he gassed himself out a little bit.
Yeah, you could see him already right there. When you said he relaxed, you could tell he took that moment, like relaxed, took his breath. He
Yeah,
like
but you
breathing
see, like,
hard.
When he was trying to like push his hand against my shoulder, and then he was trying to push it against my stomach, you could see him like tensing up. You could see it in his face. Like he was like trying really hard, and then he was like, fuck, I can't get out. So then he's going to relax for a little bit.
This pressure here too, with your head up against his, like it doesn't look like much, but all that affects him so much too, because you keep seeing him every time he goes down to make a move. He's got to get his head up because you're just applying immediate pressure right there with the top of your head too.
Yep.
It's a bad spot for him.
Yeah. And that also doesn't allow him to get any space for like elbows and stuff like that.
Do you think you retired this guy?
No, I don't think so, bro. He's, I mean, what is he, 37? But he's still good, man. He's still really good. He just won the belt like two years ago, whatever that was. So,
how old are you, Dalton?
29.
In the one of the interviews you did, you said that you're doing stuff that Dalton Rosta 2 years ago would have never done. Is that conditioning stuff? Is there anything that you'd be willing to share with us?
Yeah. So at the end of the grappling practices, I'm walking around trying to find like partners to go an extra round with me, extra 2 rounds with me. Somebody that willingly went a couple with me. His last camp was Yaroslav Amazov. He's or Amosov. He's like 29-1, 30-1, former Bellator champion, really good wrestler. But besides him, and that was only on like 1 or 2 occasions. Besides him, there's not very many people that are willing to do extra rounds after practice anyways. Everybody's exhausted. Our practices are pretty exhausting as it is. And then, not to sound like a dick, it seems like a lot of people try to duck hard rounds, so it's like I don't even have to be completely dominating them. It could be like just tough goes and I'm barely winning, and it's like their ego doesn't like that, or they're like not looking for a hard push that day. But I try to seek out the best rounds. And after practice, I get to the point where like I'm doing extra rounds with Junior Dos Santos, and he's a fucking heavyweight, 260 pounds. He's like the only person in the fucking gym that'll fucking go with me. I'm going with heavyweights during the live rounds before practice ends. Some days after practice, when I can't get extra rounds with somebody, I'll be doing sprints on the side. There's a turf strip behind all the mats, probably about 30 yards or so, 20 yards. I don't know what it is, but sprint, 10-second rest, sprint again. I'm talking all out, like as fast, as hard as I can sprint at the time while heart rate's already up, already exhausted. Then after 15, 20 sprints, I'll start pushing the sled over there, and I'll do the same thing. I'll push the whole length of it, 10, 15-second rest, push it back. And then there's bags. I'll do like what we call buddy carries. But instead of with a person on my back, I do this like a heavy bag. I'll do that. And then like I was going to a place called Vista View Park, which has like some pretty big hills in Florida, because Florida's pretty flat, hard to find hills. Doing that, jogging 2-3 times per week, going out to the Everglades by myself, jogging. I mean, before I've always like ran here and there, but I really wasn't worried too much about my pace. I kind of just did it for like extra workouts, conditioning, and I was doing 2-3 miles at a time. I've added longer distance. Than when I'm doing shorter distance, I'm increasing like the pace. I've ran a couple 5Ks like at 7-minute miles or just under for a 5K, and for me being 215 pounds, that's a really fast pace. And then riding the bike, I bought a road bike. Don't do that too often, but just adding some extra conditioning, some like steady pace, like heart rate work. Then, I mean, just prioritizing my sleep, getting more sleep than I ever have before, making sure I'm doing everything correctly. I'm doing circuits with my coach where we'll do pads, and my conditioning, or my striking coach, I'm sorry, already holds pads at like a very fast pace. And then we'll do a circuit where like I'll hit the pads with him for, there's not a set amount of time. Sometimes it'll be a minute. Sometimes it'll be 30 seconds. Sometimes it'll be 2 minutes, whatever. You get my point. And then I'll have my grappling coach on the side / head coach. And then we'll have a like fresh partner, somebody around my size that's a good grappler, good wrestler, whatever. And my head coach will put me in a bad position. Like, for example, like against the cage, he'll put me in a bad position where my back's against the cage. He's in on a double leg. He's on a single leg. He's in the clinch, whatever. And I got to try and scramble out of it, reverse him, get the takedown, whatever. And then if it turns into a scramble where I end up on top or I reverse him or I'm getting close to a submission, he'll let it keep going. But usually it's like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, sometimes a minute burst. And this guy I'm going with is fresh and I'm already like pre-exhausted.
Yep.
Because of the pads. And then right after I get done with that for 30 seconds, a minute, whatever it is, sometimes it goes longer. If it's a hard scramble and wrestling hard, they'll let us go. Then I go back to my striking coach. And like when you first start, beginning of the camp, maybe it's new to you. After the first or second grappling go, you go back on the pads and your arms are heavy. Like your shoulders are heavy. You feel it in your forearms, everything. You don't have the same type of pop on your punch or anything. But after doing it once a week, sometimes twice a week for, I don't know, 6-8 weeks, and all the other conditioning and everything I'm doing, I feel the difference. Like I'm in round 3 and my punches and my kicks and everything are still snappy, still fast. I'm still pushing at a hard pace. Whereas like before, I'm still pushing through and I still feel like I'm in a good shape at the beginning of the camp. But like you could see a noticeable difference in sometimes even round 2 compared to round 1, let alone round 3, whereas like I'm still pushing as hard as I can. And you could see it. Like I'm giving it all. Yeah. But the punches aren't as fast. They're not as snappy. Same thing with the kicks. My movements are a little, I'm not as reactive. My reaction time with like my coach is throwing like the pads back at me and he's like forcing me to slip or move my legs out of the way. They're not as fast. And now the end of camp, like end of round 3, it looks like I'm still in round 1.
You're not afraid you're overtraining?
No. And that's what I'm saying. I put an emphasis on recovery too. Like the cold plunges, infrared sauna, massages. How
about diet? Are you eating more when you train, when you increase the volume like this? Are you consuming more too?
I try to, but it's hard, bro. Cause I'm heavy. Like 210 pounds right now.
Wow. Is that normal? Is that normal for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 5 or 6 days out?
For my last fight, it was. So this is just like a new thing. The like last fight and this fight, but it's hard, man. Because and the crazy thing is I'm getting these in-body scans done and blood work done to like check my hormones levels and like my muscle mass has gone up, my body fat's down, but I'm heavier. And then I'm getting like blood work done, intolerance tests, make sure I'm dialed in on everything. So I make sure I'm eating the right foods, see what like my deficiencies are in my blood work. But my blood work's fucking as clean as it can fucking be now. I don't really have any deficiencies at all. And then my fucking testosterone levels, total testosterone levels are 1150. The last
wow.
Yeah, bro. And then like I'm putting it like one of my friends loves AI. So he's like putting into these AI things and like having them like read my like blood work, see like what I can do to improve it, what I need to work on. And there's a little bit of feedback here and there, but it's like asking me in the prompts, like if I'm taking TRT. You know what I mean?
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm like, I'm 29 now, and I'm like getting older, but my testosterone's higher than it's ever been. My muscle mass is higher than it's ever been. You know what I mean? It's like I'm leaner than I've ever been. I feel better and the craziest thing is like I feel better in the gym. So it's like you're asking me if I'm overtraining, and it's like every single day I'm showing up and I feel fucking great. Whereas like in the past, even a year, 2 years ago, I like sometimes I show up and I'm like, I don't want to be here. You know what I mean? This is going to be hard today. Like those thoughts don't even run through my mind now. And
wow.
It's like, that's what like I feel like everything like culminated together. That's what changed my mindset. And I think they work together against each other. So like all that like made me more confident, changed my mindset, and now my mindset changed my training. So it's like they keep pushing back against each other. My training's making my mindset better, my mindset's making my training better, and so on and so forth. So it's like I feel like at this point I'm fucking unbreakable. My mind is like bulletproof.
Were you ever training? The guy you're fighting on Friday is Aaron Jeffries. That's on ESPN, I think 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have you ever did you ever train with him before your first fight?
No.
And you've never trained with him?
Nope.
And tell me about the first fight.
First fight, I guess I thought I prepared well. Changed the game plan up like 2 or 3 weeks out due to circumstances out of my control. So it was supposed to be like mainly striking, no wrestling. And then in the fight, whenever I started gassing a little bit because we weren't doing much clinch work due to circumstances, kind of, got away from my game plan, trying to start wrestling, even though I was winning in the striking department, hung out in the clinch a little bit too long. My ego got the best of me. I was thinking like, okay, this guy holds everybody against the fence and I'm circling them super easy. And then I feel like I'm winning the clinching exchanges. I'm the one controlling the position. So I'm getting control in the judge's eyes. His back's against the cage. He's landing some knees and stuff in the clinch too, but I'm controlling the position. I was winning the striking exchanges. I'm circling him back. I have the control time. So I was like, I'm beating him at his own game. And then partially the ego, and then like also like of like winning those positions played a part. And then next thing you know, me getting tired because of like all the clinching and being ill prepared. That's the way I'll say it. Ill prepared. I eventually started wrestling because I figured in my own head, and this was my thinking at the time, if I can just get one takedown, I can rest on top of them, or I can get a TKO or submission, this fight's over, and if I don't get a TKO or submission on top, I get to rest on top instead of in bad positions against the cage or underneath them in a front headlock, whatever. But whenever you get tired and you start trying to wrestle when you're tired, your wrestling technique goes out the window. You start taking bad shots, sloppy shots. And that's kind of what you saw during the fight. It was just kind of a domino effect. Every single time that I shot when I was tired and it was a bad shot and I got stuck in these positions and I'm carrying his weight, it made me even more tired. So, I mean, there's a lot of mistakes I made during the fight, and there's a lot of mistakes I made in the preparation for that fight. But now I've learned from my experiences. I've been in there with him. I've seen what he does. I felt him. I felt how strong he is. He's not very strong. And honestly, he relies on durability and he relies on making the fight gritty and hard. And like I said,
when you say durability, you mean his engine? He relies on his engine?
No, he's durable, like in the sense where he can take some punishment, but I've seen him rocked a few times in a fight, and I hit harder than anybody he's fought, for sure, and I'm fucking heavier than now. So he's going to have, probably by the time I step back in the cage after I rehydrate, I'll probably be 215. So we're going to be fighting fucking 185. He'll probably be 200 pounds, 195, 200 pounds max. He'll probably be 195, and he's going to have somebody 20 pounds heavier than him fucking hitting him with fucking hammers. And at the end of the day, I know I'm better than him. I know I'm stronger. I know I'm faster. And I learned from my mistakes in the first fight. And whether I choose to wrestle, whether I choose to strike, it does not matter. I'm going to beat this guy, and I'm going to knock him out.
And you do have a plan. And does he have a plan too? All fighters go in with a plan?
Listen, I'm expecting him to try and throw in some new shit, but he had success with the calf kick the first time. He had success with the clinch. He tired me out, or I should say I tired myself out, I guess. So he's probably going to try and go with the same type of game plan. And at the end
he wants to drag the fight out.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if he tries to do that, he's going to break himself. If he tries to take me to deep waters to try and break me, he's going to break himself. He's going to make himself tired. And I personally don't see it making that far, but if it does, I'm fucking here for it, man.
Is his last fight even on the internet? I spent 40 minutes yesterday looking for his fight with Murad, and I can't find it anywhere. And if I can't find it anywhere, is that frustrating for you? Like, hey, what the fuck? Like, I went to ESPN, I went to YouTube, I went to DAZN. I went fucking everywhere. I'm like, where is this fight?
Yeah, I couldn't find it either, but I watched it live and I remember a lot of it. But it'd still be cool to break it down. But I mean, I've watched all his other fights. I watched his fight against Fabian Edwards. I watched our fight back. I watched his fight against Douglas Lima. The dude fights the same exact way every single time. You know, he throws a fucking teep up the middle. He throws fucking calf kick, and then he tries to clinch you. And then in the clinch, it's pretty good. But he hasn't evolved. He hasn't changed at all. And I'm going to take advantage of that. At the end of the day, like I said, there's nowhere this dude can beat me. And I look forward to going out and proving that.
The last time before your last fight with Sai, I think we did it on a Monday or Tuesday, and I would say you were more intense then than you are now. Is that just because we were closer to the fight? You were really intense the last time you were on the show.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, right now I'm just calm, cool, collected, and I'm very confident in the way that this fight's gonna go, and I'm excited to get it back. But I'm trying to keep my focus this time.
You didn't interview on the PFL MMA YouTube channel. I think it's their official channel, and this guy has you with him like this.
Oh yeah, that's
oh shit, no, hold on, sorry, where is it?
I know what you're talking about, but that's what Coachman, the former WWE wrestler.
Okay, yeah. Is this do you enjoy this? Aaron's.
I love this type of shit. I was actually asking them to get a sit down interview with us this week. You know, something like they did with Thad Jean and Jason Jackson. And I mean, I fucking like this shit. I love this shit. You could tell he doesn't. You could tell he's uncomfortable. He doesn't know what to say.
Yeah.
The dude, he likes to talk shit. It's easy for him to talk shit or say shit whenever it's in an Instagram caption, or when it's on Instagram, when he's able to write it down, and whenever he's able to think it out. But when we're live, face to face, shit like this, he doesn't know what to fucking say. You can tell the dude's not very confident in himself. You don't know if it's a smug attitude or if he's just not, like, the dude probably just doesn't want to sound stupid. He doesn't want to talk shit because at the end of the day, after he gets fucking knocked the fuck out, he's gonna fucking look like an idiot. And so that's okay. I'll be the one that talks shit. I don't care.
He keeps saying I'm not very good at selling fights. Is that just him being defensive? Because I don't see you as selling the fight. I just see you as being yourself.
I am being myself. At the end of the day, I mean, the way I am sells fights, but and you can't fake it. And maybe he doesn't want to try and fake it. Maybe that's how he is. But to me, you see the dude's Instagram captions and shit sometimes. You see the shit he says. Like, I remember after our last fight, he posted a picture and said he's living the American dream with a picture of like him getting his hand raised after our fight or some shit. And then one of the PFL staff members just showed me something the other day where he posted something on his Instagram, was like 1 week out, history repeats itself or some shit like that. And I'm like, that's cute. You know, that's funny because it's not going to happen. He's in for a fucking rude awakening, man. And I can't fucking wait. This dude, like, he is fighting. I've said this before. He's fighting a completely different fucking fighter now. And I can't wait to go out there and show it. And at the end of the day, to me, it doesn't seem like he's very confident in himself. And that's why he's not talking shit on camera. He's not talking shit in these fucking interviews. He's waiting to post it where he's comfortable on Instagram. He's not saying it whenever I'm fucking talking to him. I mean, he's not fucking very confident. And I mean, at the end of the day, more power to you if that's the way you want to go about it. But I'm confident when I'm going to do, I'll say it. And then whenever I fucking do it, at the end of the day, I'll look like I'm fucking Nostradamus.
When after your fight with Sai, how sore are you the next morning when you wake up from all that adrenaline and just all that, just grappling with a man like that, fighting with another grown ass man?
I didn't fucking sleep, bro.
Just because
I got like 2 hours of sleep. I couldn't go to sleep
because you're so fired up.
Yeah, the adrenaline doesn't fucking wear off, and then caffeine, a lot of caffeine, a lot of sugar. I ate a lot of cookies and shit like that. And yeah, bro, I just couldn't go to sleep.
And then are you sore the next day, or like muscle soreness, even just from like squeezing so tight and just?
No, not muscle soreness. My elbow was my forearm / elbow was a little sore from the elbows I was throwing on top.
Mhm.
No other injuries.
So, God, can you imagine how his face felt if your forearm was
Yeah,
sore?
the only thing he feels is his elbow from bouncing off the other dude's head.
Hey, do you ever feel bad for that? Like, have you ever caught yourself on top punching a guy and being like, "Oh man, this is
No,
fucked up"?
absolutely
No,
fucking not, bro.
no, good. Okay, good. All right,
Not.
all right.
I care less, bro. This is what
You're
I'm in this for, man. This is a fucking Warriors game.
all right. You're never like, "Oh fuck, I heard something crunch. I should let off the gas on this guy."
Hell no, hell no.
No.
He knew what he signed up for.
Yeah. And everyone's always dangerous in there. You mean you see the most fatigued guys still get fucking a crazy shot in once in a while.
Yeah, people always have a puncher's chance, especially at 185.
You made a prediction to that is crazy. 185 is the craziest weight class. You got the speed and the hard hitting. What about did you make a second round prediction? I thought I heard you say that.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock him out in the second round.
You are.
Yep, I am. So
And you see it already?
yeah, I'm not telling you what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna hit him with, but I know. I'll say it like off camera, and then after,
Yeah.
if you want to fucking release it, you can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh God, you're like a giddy little kid about in tomorrow's Christmas morning for you.
Friday is Christmas morning for me, bro. Like I said, I told you, you made the comment earlier. I'm trying to say like calm, cool, and collected and focused, but it's hard for me not to fucking get excited about this one, man. For real, it's fucking. But like, I know I gotta stay fucking focused. Last time, like I let my emotions get the best of me, and I felt like that played a part too. So this time, I just gotta stay like calm, cool, collected, focused. So it's like you said last time, I was a little bit more intense, maybe in the way that I was like projecting it, but now I just feel like because I'm so like fucking laser focused on this fight, I'm not fucking thinking about anything else. I feel like I'm more intense this time. Maybe I'm just not projecting the same way because I'm trying to stay focused and calm and collected.
The fight game is weird because every fight's like the Super Bowl, right? I mean, because you have this record and it just goes everywhere with you, and you never get a new season, and it's just it's who you are.
Yeah.
That being said, does this fight get you up more than any other fight you've ever had because it is with this dude?
Yeah, this is the only guy that ever beat me. And, there's obviously title implications for this. I win. I get to fight for the title in the finals in August. And so I want to go out there and win for that. But I also want to go out there and essentially erase what fucking happened before. I get to right my wrongs. And I had a really bad fucking wrong. I had an off night. I wasn't completely there. And this time I get to go out there and fucking do it right this time. I get to fix my mistakes. I get to fucking beat this dude's ass. I get to knock him out. And for me, instead of being 11-1, I feel like I'll just be 11-0. Just take the fucking one off my record.
Yeah.
Or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking erase that off my record. Let's get that shit out of here. And then after that, I get to go and fucking win a world title. So this one is definitely every single fight that you're in is the most important, but this one is very, 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 very important for me. There's never been a more important fight.
Has anyone in the tournament been injured yet to where they can't go on, even though they won the fight?
Not in my weight class, but there have been other weight classes, like my buddy JJ that trains at the American Top Team. He broke his jaw or something, had a jaw injury, and he had to pull out his fight with Godzi. That's why he ended up fighting. Godzi ended up fighting Kevin Lee last week. He was a replacement.
Right. Okay. So even if you win, you also still have to stay healthy.
Yep.
Fuck. What a crazy thing. It's crazy that this sport also comes from a place where dudes used to fight multiple times in a night.
That's insane.
Yeah. From the original UFC is crazy. PFL used to do that too.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
I think first or second season PFL used to do, instead of 3 5-minute rounds, they'd do 2 5-minute rounds, and then you fought twice or 3 times in one night.
Hey, did you say earlier in the interview this is the first year that PFL has the 185 in the tournament?
Since the initial year. They had it the initial year, but they haven't had it since.
Okay. So there was no champion last year in your weight division.
Nope.
All right. Okay, so Friday night, 8 p.m. It's free if you have ESPN, as long as you pay your cable bill. It's not. I don't think it's a
8 p.m.
pay-per-view.
Eastern time for the prelims. The main card, I think I just seen online. If it's still correct, sometimes they move it. So don't take this, like, take it with a grain of salt. But it's 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. The main card starts, and I'm second fight on the main card now, which they just switched. I was the third. So we'll see.
Oh, you did move up. I did see you were third. So you're second now.
Yeah, they moved me down. I don't know why the fuck they did it, but they're always moving shit around.
Yeah. Hey, is there anything is there anything that you remember before you go into all your fights as you step in the ring, or is there any memory you have or anything you hold close to where you're like, just remember this, Dalton?
Like whenever I go into my fight?
Yeah, like remember, like in the third grade, my teacher said I'd never amount to anything, or in the fifth grade, I'll never forget that hug my mom gave me. My mom loves me, or you know what I mean, just some shit like that. And it's like every time I get on an airplane, I put my hand on the outside of the door and tell the plane I love it, I love you, and then I get in the plane every time. Do you have anything like that you do?
No, because I have something, but with stuff like that, I feel like I have my motivations in place and the reasons why I want to do something and the reason why I want to accomplish something. And at the end of the day, it's for me. And I feel like if I let any outside people, whether it's an experience from the past or, like you said, a third grade teacher, motivate me, I'm letting people's opinion of me dictate what I'm doing, when I shouldn't let any outside or external forces dictate anything. It should be just me. Because whether someone says something good or someone says something bad, at the end of the day, it shouldn't fucking matter, because I already have my goals in place, and it shouldn't change based off of what other people say, whether it's good or bad. But
so generate your own. It's all coming from the inside.
Yeah.
Generate your own.
I do this shit for myself at the end of the day, and that might sound selfish, but this is a selfish sport. And at the end of the day, nobody really got you but yourself, and that's the truth. And that's all I do for it myself.
Have you been following the news? I know usually you're pretty up with current affairs. Did you see that yesterday we dropped 14 bombs on Iran?
I did see a news headline of it, and then I seen Trump's tweet, but I haven't read into it much. Like I said, this fight is important for me, so I haven't been paying attention to anything else. I got here. Yesterday I did some shit. I threw out the first pitch at Wrigley Field, and then I got back here.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's cool. Did you throw it over the plate?
It was a ball. It wasn't a strike.
Oh, but good. But you made it there.
Yeah, as long as you made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you didn't throw like this.
No, I throw too hard and look like a dumbass, like fucking Conor McGregor. Kind of just gave it a. I don't know. I did like half effort on it. Just didn't want to fucking throw it fucking wide left or wide right, and then not even make it to the fucking plate or throw it into the ground. But yeah, so I did that. I got back, drank an energy drink, went and worked out, went and sat in the sauna. And while I was in the sauna, I was watching film on Aaron Jeffrey. Right after I got out of the sauna, I got back up, showered, watched some more film. So my friends were sending some of that stuff in the group messages, but I wasn't really paying much attention to it, because right now I told you, I'm laser focused on this fight on Aaron Jeffrey. So it's like this week I'm going to be taking advantage of watching a lot of film. And maybe now, how sometimes you watch a movie twice, 3 times, and you see shit in the background you didn't see the first time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm during fight week, I did it with my last fight, and that's why I noticed that submission opportunity against Saudi Busi. This week, I fought Aaron Jeffrey before. I know what I seen, I knew what I felt, but sometimes you lose things to memory. And I'm watching that fight back. I watched his fight with Fabian Edwards, watched his fight with Douglas Lima. I asked my coach for that fight against Murad, and I'm going to keep watching and see anything I can pick out that maybe I didn't pick out the first time or the second time. And that's what I'm going to be doing all week. I'm going to be resting. Last time we fought, I didn't rest. I was out at a fucking fair 2 fucking hours before I fought, like a fucking dumbass, entertaining friends. This is what I'm saying. I wasn't fucking focused.
Wow, that was the Aaron Jeffries fight.
Yeah, I was fucking. It was in South Dakota. There was a fair going on. Me and my friends were there 2 hours before.
That's crazy.
Even my friends are saying, like, you think you should be here? Not all of them, because some of them were enjoying my company, but a couple of them were like, you think you should be here? And I was like, oh, I'll be all right. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, I'm gonna dust this dude, you know. And I could have, but I wasn't focused. You know what I mean? I was doing stupid shit this time. Not doing stupid shit. I'm sitting in my fucking hotel room all week long, fucking resting. If I'm not working out, I'm resting, watching fucking film, and that's all I'm fucking doing. I'm taking this dude as serious as possible. I'm not fucking looking past him. I plan on going in there and taking this dude the fuck out.
Hey, if anyone has a copy of the Murad fight, Aaron Jeffries and Murad, send it over. Message Dalton Rosta. So if someone gets that fight, it's crazy that you can't find it and watch your opponent's last fight. It's fucking batshit crazy.
I asked my manager to get it for me. I'm gonna follow up again today, see if he can. But so far, he hasn't got me anything. But yeah, I would love to watch it because, like I said, I keep fucking watching this dude all week long.
Dalton, there's this crazy documentary I saw. It's the guy, I forget what island he's on, but he's the guy who free water dives deeper than anyone else in the world. And he does it in these, I want to say somewhere in the Caribbean. And he was saying when you do that, you can't, even thoughts consume oxygen. So it's a mistake even to have thoughts as you're diving, like that, like what you're saying. Like at first I was like, well, wouldn't it be nice to have a little distraction and watch, like, you know, what's going on in the news? But as I process it this other way, it's like, yeah, the cleaner your mind is and the more pure your mind is, all the energy going to the task at hand, and then you're not wasting any energy, because thoughts are energy, right? They require energy to build a thought and to have a thought and to perceive a thought and then to turn it around and see it from different angles. And so if you're going to have thoughts, you're going to do it by watching nuances of your opponent.
Yep, and I'm gonna keep breaking it down, try to look for more openings, and that way whenever fight night comes around, I'm completely prepared this time, completely focused, and I don't have my fucking mind on anything else.
How would you rate Merab Gilashvili as a fighter? You like him?
The guy he fought?
No, yeah, just Murad. No, not that Murad. Sorry, I'm switching to the UFC. The little 135-pound guy that fought Sugar.
Oh, Merab.
Yeah, sorry.
I think he's fucking top 10 all time in my opinion. I think he's fucking great. I think he's phenomenal.
Yeah. He's all of a sudden, my kids have just completely gravitated to him. Maybe because they're little too, and he's little.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that he has a wrestling heavy style, but because he's such a high pace and he stays on you, it's not boring. I mean, there still might be strikers out there who are biased that say it is, but I don't think so. I think he's very exciting.
He's like the Tasmanian Devil. Do you remember that cartoon character?
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's relentless, bro.
I mean, could someone like you be like that? I've seen you be like that for a round or two for sure, but someone of your size and your muscle mass, can 185-pound guys keep a relentless pace?
Yeah, maybe I'll do it on Friday.
On Aaron.
Yes, sir. You'll see.
Awesome.
I can do it. I told you I'm fucking completely fucking different now. I'm the best 185-pounder on the planet, and I'm gonna prove it this Friday. Then I'm gonna go out there and prove it in August. And I'm gonna prove it at the end of the year, whoever I fight at the end of the year, and I'm gonna keep proving it every single fucking fight. But right now, my focus is Aaron Jeffrey, and if I have to go out there and do that, put on a fucking Merab type fight come Friday, I'll fucking do it.
Well, I doubted you once, and I'll never do it again. So I think you're gonna fucking murder him.
Who'd you doubt me against?
After that Norbert guy, that guy scared the shit out of me when you fought him. I was like, oh fuck, what has Dalton gotten himself into?
You did seem a little concerned on the call, but I never thought you were doubting.
Because I started researching that guy's like, holy fuck, this guy's wrestling is unbeatable, and his lineage, dude. I mean, and you handled him.
For sure.
You handled him.
For sure, and he's good. And then he went out and fought recently. He's not with Bellator anymore, or PFL. He went out and fought on the regional scene or something over there and won again in knockout in the first round.
He did.
Yeah, the dude's good. I mean, but he's not the only undefeated only undefeated fighter that I've beaten before. I beat Romero Cotton too, who was 6-0 at the time, 7-0, whatever, 3-time NCAA champ wrestler. And I out wrestled him, outstruck him, ended up knocking him out. So it's like whenever I'm on and whenever I'm focused, like I am right now, I'm unbeatable, bro. And I've proved that time and time again. This fight, I'm more focused than I've ever been.
Yeah, that's awesome. I believe it. All right, Dalton, you the man. Hey, dude, I always appreciate you coming on, and I see it as you supporting the show. Love you to death, buddy, and I'll be watching Friday night.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Absolutely,
all right,
dude.
anytime, dude. Talk to you soon.
All right, I'll see you guys.
Later,
Bye.
bro. Man, that's a scary dude.
He's a scary dude.
Like the thought of
That's
me
him
getting
calm too. That's him calm.
That's what
Last
makes
time
it
he
even
was on, I was
scarier.
like, last time he was on, I was like, is he mad at me?
Honestly, the calmness and like the focus, and then when he thinks about the fight, he literally gets like giddy. Like he's like he starts smiling and getting like all excited about it. Like,
Dude, Hiller needs to do a piece on that dude.
yeah, that would be. I was thinking the same thing. That would be a really cool crossover to see.
That dude has a championship fight. If he wins this fight, when he wins this fight, he has a championship fight in August. It'd be killer to see Hiller do a piece on him. I'm sure it'd get 200,000 views.
Yeah.
And man, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Anybody who's like that giddy excited to get locked into a cage with another man that's trying to rip your head off, is terrifying.
Holy shit.
He looks really present with this
Yes.
fight. Like even like he caught himself on this conversation a couple times when he almost got like too fired up.
Yeah.
And then he like centers himself and brings it back down. Like he's really you could tell he's in a state like with his training, with his mindset, like with his eating, like all of it's kind of come together to where like he really seems like he has control and focus over his body, mind, and where he's placing his energy. So it's gonna be exciting to watch him.
It would be cool to sit in a room with him and just watch him break down like his fight this weekend that he's having after it's over. And like just every little thing. Like I turn my wrist this way. I look this way to trick the fighter to look that way, and just like have him tell you, I saw him do this and I mistook it for this. And
yeah, like the walkthrough with that tap out from his last fight was really cool. Definitely saw a lot we wouldn't have without him giving us that play by play.
What did what video did Hiller just release? Someone was saying, "Oh, I'm going to watch Hiller's video."
Yeah, it's Bajent and Folo one.
Oh, little Sunday morning watch.
Yeah,
It sounds like he's working on another very interesting one. He mentioned it in the thread. I don't want to say anything because I don't know what we're supposed to say or not say, but it sounds very interesting.
I haven't checked it this morning, so I gotta go.
He
Catch up.
Yeah.
Your face off thing that I was just grinding my absolute face off in the off season. What was the hardest grinding your face off thing that you did? 1 mile burpee broad jump. Hour and 7 minutes. Burpee, broad jump. Burpee, broad jump. 1 mile.
I'm excited.
How the fuck is Folo gonna get up on that wall? Oh man.
I love Hiller's intros to his videos too. He does such a good job of hooking you in. He's really captured that.
Oh, Hiller got the drone out.
Yeah, buddy.
Damn. Yeah, that's a great intro. Think about it. Tyson, he finds these two crazy charismatic people who hadn't got a lot of attention, in relative to their positions in sports. He makes a video with Bajent's got over 300,000 views now, and he's got a video with Folo with over 200,000 views. And then he brings the two of them together for a video.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What a fucking G.
Honestly, I'm most excited to see Travis in that.
Oh, yeah.
I just love all his like one-liners and his shit talking and stuff. It's so good.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good. Oh, and he's got the Jesus CrossFitter again in it. Wow. Let's see.
Holmberg, I was there when he And then my first time I announced was when Rich Froning kept falling off he didn't know how to rope climb yet.
He just mentioned Graham Holmberg and Rich Froning, Derek Apollo. She didn't know who those people are.
I know, he's giving her some history.
As we're going today, Tyson going tomorrow, I'm going Thursday.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. This will be a good assault bike session for me.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right. You have a show tomorrow. What time's your show tomorrow morning?
I shift that. I'm gonna do 7 a.m. We'll stick
Okay.
with the regular time. That works better for me too. We're gonna be doing a really big deep dive on the leadership at CrossFit.
Wow.
I actually took
the gift that keeps giving.
Dude, I gave this whole entire deep analysis of Don Fall using AI and the initiatives that he laid forth when he started in August 2022. And then I took all that plus multiple interviews that I listened to and watched and then distilled it down. It's actually a pretty comprehensive report, and it was built out to like 24 pages or something. And obviously we're not going to go through all of it, but I put in there's a table that was made inside of it of like what the initiative was, what the plan was for it, if progress was made or not. And then in another column, I kind of put like my own notes or ideas of what I would have done for that specific initiative inside, a few of those ideas. And then those are linked to full on like blogs or different things that I wrote. And then I'm going to give that whole report out for free at the end. So we're not going to cover it like super extensively because I'm sure that'll be really boring to most people, but we're going to highlight a bunch of stuff in it. And then at the end, if you want to go through, you could like read the whole entire comprehensive review on Dawn.
All right. And then in the evening, I'll do the Dave Castro weekend review and maybe even a second show, more Iran, Israel shit.
I'm sure there'll be more to report on by then.
Oh, did we ever find Ricky Simone's?
No, I never found his number or any contact with him. And I searched a couple of the people.
That's crazy. So I text Julian and I said, hey, did I give you Ricky Simone's number? I can't find it. He says, I can't find it either. I wonder what the fuck happened. Can you erase your phone number from other people's contacts?
No, I don't think so. I think it just would have been a number that we didn't have access to anymore. Like you call it, just someone else would pick it up. I don't think you could delete it out of. I don't know though.
Push a button on my phone that erases me from your phone.
Oh, Rambler. Yeah, spot on. Don't even need to watch the show. You could just check out Rambler's grading system.
I don't even have any private chat with them.
Yeah, I searched through all of my stuff too. The search function needs to be better on text message and contacts for the iPhone too. I don't know if anybody uses it as much as you and I really do, but like, fuck, that thing could be better.
We did have him fucking on, right? Ricky Simone Sevon podcast. Yeah. Oh, it's 3 fucking years ago.
Jeez, time flies, huh?
Say what, Ricky? It's definitely what?
Oh, well, I think.
Oh, I used to
Rob's
have
been on
coiffed
a
hair.
7-fight win streak since our fight.
Coiffing. Look at the office.
Oh yeah,
It's an office, and not even a studio.
that's when I had the fuck couch. I mean the guest couch behind me. Wow.
Look at
That's
us.
when I love my kids. I got a picture of Avi in the background. Now what do I?
Now just a chocolate dick.
Now I got exerciser, Dave's olive oil, and a chocolate dick. Yeah.
Times have changed.
Hiller bought me that chocolate dick.
What a good dude. No, it just keeps coming up. Simone.
Oh, look at that. Canelo Crawford press conference. How much? I wonder how much Netflix pays for shit like that. You know, it sounds like Netflix is putting in a bid for the UFC.
No shit.
Yeah, but broadcasting.
That would be crazy, huh?
And then what would it be? It would just, there's a possibility UFC events could be streamed on Netflix in the future. Is that, so what would happen that Netflix just gives them $1 billion and then they stream it all just part of your membership? Like, does Netflix ever do pay-per-view on top of?
Well, I mean, I don't know. They might, but for Netflix, it's just all about being able to get more subscribers and people to stay stuck on it, right? So like, think about that. If 100 people were going to buy the UFC pay-per-view fight for $70 or whatever it costs, right? How
Yeah.
many of those, like once Netflix does that, how many of those 100 people would just pay the $19.99 for the Netflix subscription and then possibly even just keep it after that?
Right.
And so Netflix wants that, subscribers.
I guess they could do it two ways too. They could do, if they really want a nickel and dime, they could do a subscriber and then just a really small fee for the fight. Like,
you know what? You're
like
probably right.
Like $9. It says Netflix is incorporating live pay-per-view events, including select WWE programming, into its subscription plans, particularly for users outside the U.S. So it sounds like maybe outside the U.S. they're doing pay-per-view.
I found his contact. I sent you. It was via email.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I just texted it to you. Unless you want me just to generally invite him on the show, in which case I'll just shoot him an email so you don't have to.
Oh, but that's that's his. But we don't have his phone number.
No, it doesn't look like our contacts made it to the phone number.
God, that's crazy. No, I'll reach out to him first.
Okay, I'll follow
does,
your lead on it.
Do you think he checks his
Emails?
Yeah, do you think he checks his emails?
I'm sure.
Do you think they're gonna let us hey Matt, sounds like fun. May 24th, 7 a.m. Yeah, shit. Maybe we never got his. Do you think we're gonna be allowed to do the podcast at the games? Are you 50-50 on it? Are you 60-40?
Yeah, I'm more like 60-40. Like 60 we're not.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, from the location you want to, that's where I'm pretty much like, I'm like 70-30, and then doing it there all together, I'm like 60-40 on it.
Damn. Hey, if you had a retarded kid and someone said that guy's retarded, why would you be offended by that?
Like, are they referring to my kid?
No, no,
Just
but
in general,
like let's say my kids had Down syndrome and you were on the show cracking Down syndrome jokes. I don't think I would be even slightly offended by it. What if I was offended by it? Why would I be offended by it? Like, what's the implication that Down syndrome people are normal? They're not normal. A retarded person is not a normal person. Why would I be offended if I had 3 retarded kids at home, which there's an argument that I do, and you called me, Stefan, don't be retarded. I don't see it offending me. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. It's too close to home.
I think sometimes when you're up close, when you're watching humans struggle with stuff, regardless of what it is, like if it's a condition they're born with, or if it's like a mental health thing or something like that, like the context you have on what that person is going through is intimate and it's close and you experience it all the time. So I think then when jokes are made about it, some people aren't able to separate kind of what people are going through or what's happening from that. So like, for me, it would upset me if a joke was made specifically about one of the kids. Like if they're like, "Oh man, everything takes 30 minutes longer because Sevon's got that retard. He's got to get in the van." Like that would upset me because like you're like, dude, we're all trying. But if it's just generally making a joke and then you're like, these dudes are freaking retarded. Like I'm not attaching my children.
But dude, the truth. So here's the thing. Okay, if I called you, if let's say you did something, I'm like, let's say you did something that was like really weak, like I don't know what, but and I go, God, you're a faggot, Sousa. If I was a gay person, I understand that that's offensive. I can logically be like that if you want it to be offensive, but I understand the logic of it being offensive because the implication is that if you have a penis and you like other penis, that then you're weak, right? You're using it synonymous with something it shouldn't be synonymous with. When you say that's gay, I understand why someone might be offended by that because you're implying that being a homosexual is somehow related to this other negative concept. But if you call but being retarded is not good. let me say it's like if you see someone eating crayons and you say that's retarded, that's not like offensive. Like that's what a lot of retarded people do. They fucking eat crayons.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And to use your example, a lot of parents would like when you do have kids, it's like, oh shit, like I used to just get in the car and go to the store. Now it's like get in the car, wrangle the cat. It's an extra 5 minutes. Like you're right. Or like, anyone who has a girl knows, or if you've ever had like you try to go somewhere with a girl and they need to get ready, you're like, you tell them 30 minutes before you leave the house. Hey, I'm getting in the car. And then you're like, good, we got this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
build that shit in. I just don't get the retarded one. I just don't get like like if you were to say, hey, Hiller has some autistic tendencies, like is that how would that be? I just don't get it. So and so is a little bit on the spectrum. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't with those examples and stuff like that, like I don't know. I don't really get it either. And I think it should as a parent, I would like to think that you would have some sort of like emotional control, especially in front of your kid with that, because now you're implying that they have to carry all that baggage too. So,
Right.
like, if you did and your kids were present and somebody made a joke, like, you could just laugh at it, and then if they're like, "Wait, don't I have" whatever, I'm just making this up, but, "Don't I have special needs, Dad?" And you could be like, "That had nothing to do with what that guy was joking." Sevon
Right.
loves you. He would never
Right.
do anything in malice towards you, and people are gonna joke. So, like, separate that as a joke as we're laughing together with them about something as opposed to it being don't internalize that.
Or
You know
if someone solves the Rubik's Cube in 30 seconds and you go, oh yeah, that dude's autistic, like that's not offensive, right?
No.
Especially if the guy is autistic.
Yeah,
And the guy who probably holds the world record for solving the Rubik's Cube probably is autistic.
probably.
Ever try cutting an autistic kid's hair?
Yeah, and then, I get a little protective, not offended. And I think that's the point that I was trying to make, which is,
Yeah.
like, when you have that context and you're intimate and you see, like, the suffering that's happening because of the condition, it's
Yeah.
hard not to be, like,
Yeah, that's a
protective
good
of
point.
that.
That's a good point.
Like, think about it this way too, like, even if I
It's also
knew
different. It's also different if one of your friends says it and your friend's just being callous and insensitive, as opposed to Kenneth just watching this show and watching, four guys make fun of John Young for being autistic.
Yeah, that's too much carryover, like, you're internalizing that, and then
Yeah.
you're actually programming wrong stuff into the kid because now they're gonna have to deal with that all the time. But I mean, even if like, so the example I was going to give too is out of context of like that, there could be something where I know on a personal level you're dealing with some stuff at home or whatever, and then you come on the show or something, and somebody's like, "Man, Sevon's been off. These shows suck." And then I'm like, "Hey, don't fucking tell him he sucks. Why would you
Oh,
say that
right.
about him?" Right? Because
Right.
like I might,
Even if I am having shitty shows.
even if you are off, because like I
Yeah.
know what's happening, right? Like, so I
Yeah.
just think there's,
That's a great example.
yeah, when you have different information on people, it's just a different perspective. And so I think that sometimes that could be a very good thing, and it could also lead to internalizing a lot of stuff that you don't need to. And the only reason I think that that is because then you're just like, you have to hold on to all that. You have to deal with all that all the time. You always have to protect it. You have to guard it. And then you have to pass that on to your kids. And so like at some point, like they always say, like, oh, break the chain of a poverty in your family, be the one to be like financially literate and like change, generational wealth and like set forth these new standards for your family. Like you could also do that in the way that things are interpreted and internalized in terms of words or being offended or how to process that.
I think the guy Aaron Jeffries he's fighting watched the podcast or will watch it.
I would, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Aren't you searching? I bet you they're every couple minutes like searching something about their opponent on there. Maybe as they get
Yeah.
a little bit closer, maybe not. But for sure now, I would say I would watch it. If I saw I'd watch it live. I'd be watching it live if I knew.
Holy shit, dude. Look at Rambler has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. He had like basically 21, 22 unbroken posts in a row. Is that normally like that in the chat?
No, it usually gets broken up by somebody else.
Is that why they call him Rambler? He just rambles?
It is now. Shout out Rambler.
Have you met Rambler?
No, at least not knowingly.
Is he autistic?
Yes. Always got to be first. It's a cute picture of that dog. Oh, I almost saved a dog this morning. I was like going to be late to the show. I was coming back from the coffee and there was this small little dog out and I was like, is that a dog? What the fuck? And it's like down First Street, the main street. And when I got closer, it was for sure a dog. So I got up and like in front of it. And then I got out of the car. There's no one on the road. It's early Sunday morning. And I was like, oh, come here. And like the dog saw me, did like this stop, and then just turned around and beelined as fast as it could. And like another truck was coming up the way. So I had my blinkers on. I was off to the side and I was like, oh man, I hope this truck is also like paying attention. He was. So like he came to a stop and like kind of pulled off to the side like he was going to like box it in. And the dog like saw that from a ways away and like started veering left like into some bushes. And then that guy didn't even stop. He just kept going and he passed me. When he passed me, he was like, like, well, we both tried, dude.
Was it, do you think were you at your parents' house or your house?
No, I was coming back to my house. I was coming back to here.
You think it's a dog in your complex?
No, it was, I think it got off. There's a neighborhood across the street from the complex. I think it was somewhere over there. It was on a main road, not really near to where houses easily are there. So something happened. It was a small little dog.
You said this dog was cute. You ran into a dog today.
That's what reminded me of that.
Yeah. And you're either going to get someone pregnant or you're going to end up with a dog.
You know what I told Grace the other day? I was like, hey, if we don't have a kid soon, I'm going to do steroids.
Is that a threat or a promise?
It's both. It's both.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Two shows tomorrow for sure. 7 a.m. The Dawnfall Report, and then also Dave Castro Weekend Review. Have a great day. Do something nice for someone. Bye-bye.